Mr. President.
Chair recognizes the senator from Massachusetts.
Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent that the Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs be discharged from further consideration of S. 2965 and the Senate proceed to its immediate consideration, that the bill be considered read a third time and passed, and the motion to reconsider be considered made and laid upon the table with no intervening action or debate.
Is there an objection?
Mr. President.
Chair recognizes the senator from South Carolina.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise to oppose S. 2965. This bill would impair Treasury's ability to support an important ally in South America, a region this administration has rightly prioritized. Argentina has the third largest economy in Latin America and has been a strong partner in supporting U.S. security and economic goals. Eliminating Treasury's ability to use the Exchange Stabilization Fund to support this important ally is unnecessary. I therefore oppose this bill and urge my Senate colleagues to do the same. I object.
Senator, objection is heard.
Mr. President.
Chair recognizes the senator from Massachusetts.
Mr. President, the reason that I ask for unanimous consent to proceed with the No Argentina Bailout Act, it's a bill that I co-authored with Senators Kaine, Van Hollen, Booker, Smith, Gallegos, Sanders, and Welch. And the reason for this is because in his presidential campaign, Donald Trump promised to put, quote, America first, not Argentina first, America first. Right now, American families are struggling to pay for groceries and rent because of Donald Trump's chaotic tariffs and other disastrous economic policies. President Trump and congressional Republicans shut down the government because they refused to work with Democrats to pass a bipartisan budget that would protect 15 million Americans' health care and prevent insurance premium hikes for tens of millions more. Now, Republicans would rather shut down the government than help Americans afford health care. Because of the Republican shutdown, more than 250,000 federal employees won't receive their scheduled paychecks. National parks are understaffed, and some are even closed entirely. Air traffic controllers and TSA agents aren't getting their paychecks, and shutdown-related staff shortages have led to flight delays. Critical government agency functions are being affected across the board. But one government function that President Trump didn't want to shut down, sending $20 billion, American taxpayer dollars, to Argentina. That's right. Even while the Trump administration is trying to fire more American workers and shut down more services here in the United States, Donald Trump is carefully keeping open the office at the Treasury Department responsible for executing his bailout of Argentina's financial markets. The administration agreed to send $20 billion in American taxpayer money to Argentina's central bank, and that loan is evidently just the start. Secretary Bessent also revealed that Treasury started purchasing Argentine pesos directly and promised that, going forward, Treasury would do whatever it takes to keep Argentina's financial markets afloat, including buying up the country's debt. Secretary Bessent seems to be saying that the American economy can tank and Americans can pay higher prices, but there will be no end to using American taxpayer dollars to bail out Argentina. For Trump, the leader of Argentina is more important than American families struggling with rising costs for health care. This is a bitter blow, but for American farmers, the story is even worse. For months now, American farmers, particularly American soybean farmers, have been suffering under the weight of Trump's sweeping tariffs. Buyers around the world have been reluctant to purchase from our farmers when Trump is slapping tariffs on their home countries. While our farmers suffer, Other countries sense an opportunity for themselves. A few weeks ago, Argentina cut a deal with China to boost the sales of their soybeans and leave American soybean farmers out in the cold. After Argentina took those actions, after Argentina cut a deal to take the legs out from underneath American farmers, Trump authorized a $20 billion bailout for Argentina. This development is so terrible for American farmers and so embarrassing that the Treasury Secretary was caught looking at frantic texts from President Trump's own Agriculture Secretary complaining that the U.S. is bailing out a country that cozied up to China at the expense of American farmers. So why is Donald Trump backpedaling on America first to make it Argentina first? Because Donald Trump's personal friend, close political ally, and, quote, favorite president, Argentine President Javier Milei, is facing a critical midterm election in the coming weeks, and he is in trouble. Milei's popularity has plummeted in recent months because of his ongoing corruption scandals and the complete failure of his radical economic agenda. As a result, his party suffered a surprising defeat in local elections in September. Now, the election coming up on October 26th will determine whether Milei can keep exerting control over Argentina's legislature. With global investors pulling their money from the country, trying to get off his sinking ship and destabilizing its financial markets, his party's electoral chances looked really slim. So Trump is sending $20 billion U.S. taxpayer dollars to bail out Argentina and prop up Milei so he can stay in power. That's Argentina first, not America first. But there's more. The bailout for Argentina also helps Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent's billionaire hedge fund buddies. Bessent's pals have bought up Argentina's debts, and if Argentina goes down, those Wall Street billionaires could lose a lot of money. Bailing out Argentina gives an off-ramp to the Wall Street giants who want to exit their investments. And meanwhile, here at home, the Trump administration is pushing 15 million Americans toward an unwanted off-ramp from their current health care. The No Argentina Bailout Act is really very simple. It would stop Donald Trump from using Treasury's Exchange Stabilization Fund to provide direct or indirect financial assistance to Argentina, including through the use of currency swap lines, currency or sovereign debt purchases, or direct loans. Any existing financial contracts or instruments that violate this prohibition would have to be sold or terminated within 7 days. The prohibition expires at the end of President Milei's term in December 2027. And if, for some unforeseen reason, it is actually in America's interest to provide economic aid to Argentina during this period, the administration can come here to Congress and get approval. Today, President Trump hosted the president of Argentina at the White House after showering his country with American taxpayer money. It is shameful that President Trump is propping up a foreign government while he shuts down the American government. It is simple. If you really want to put America first, then you will support American farmers and American families and urge passage of the No Argentina Bailout Act. Thank you, Mr. President. I yield the floor.